when you're communicating with your peers, with clients, you want to be careful that you are not misinterpreted. You want to be as clear in your communication as possible. Similarly, when you're talking to an AI, when you're prompting to an AI, you want to be as clear as possible. You don't want yourself to be misinterpreted, and that's why there are a few formatting principles that you can use to keep your communication very very clear with AI. The first thing is the usage of delimiters, or usually it's three dashes, but it can be anything as long as you are consistent. Okay. So consistency is the key. So for example, in one of the prompts that we discussed earlier, we are using a format that does not exist to get our answer. And here we are giving it the full form of the Bexa. Okay. And then here the example starts. So clearly this is a separate section of my prompt, and this is a separate section. Here I am giving it the full form of the Bexa, and here I am giving an example usage of the Bexa. So that's why it makes sense to tell AI that, yeah, this is a separate section. This is the example section. This is the abbreviations section or something like that, right? And then again, this here still the example is on. You are giving extra information. And finally, you are giving the actual prompt, the actual action that needs to be done. Again, what is the guarantee that if it is not well written, AI can assume it as an extra information, as an extension of extra information? To make it very clear that this is a different section within the prompt, it makes sense to give it a delimiter. Usually three dashes are used, but you are free to use anything as long as you are very consistent. Similarly, if you want to give a lot of list items, so you can use dashes, item 1, item 2, item 3, and so on. If you want to define hierarchies, you can do them with these hash symbols. So if something is at level 1, you can use 1 hash in front of the title. If it's level 2, then 2 hashes. If it's level 3, then 3 hashes. For example, if you want to write about different departments of your office, then you can write main office, and inside of that, whatever description you want to write. Then department 1 has 2 hashes. That means it is level 2. Department 2 has two hashes. That means it is level 2. Department 3 also has 2 hash symbols. That means it is department 3. So all of these are the second level item to main office. So inside of main office, basically we are very clearly communicating to AI. Within main office, we have department 1, department 2, and department 3. Now these third level items, because they are under this second level item, AI is smart enough to group them together, that this marketing and sales department are under department 1, these two are under department 2, and these are under department 3. So use hash for to indicate different levels of hierarchy when you are prompting. If you want to emphasize a text, you may use double asterisks. So if you want to emphasize something, you can use double asterisks. All the code snippets should be inside of 3 backticks. Backticks are to the left of 1 and above the tab key, right? So for example, here I am giving an example code, right? So it clearly communicates to AI that whatever is wrapped within this entire thing is a source code. And similarly, if you want to ensure that a few words should be read together, for example, the Great Gatsby, you don't want them to be read separately, you want them to be read together, then you surround them with double quotes. So use delimiters, use dashes for lists, hash or pound symbols for hierarchy, emphasize with double asterisks, code snippets within triple backticks, and if you want words to be read together, use double quotes. Finally, avoid negations as much as possible. So for example, if you do not want to include anything about elephants in your output, instead of giving a prompt of negation, try to give what you want, what you need, give examples of what you need. Try to avoid negations as much as possible. So if you write this enough number of times, I don't want elephants, I don't want to include elephants, elephant is something I don't want, it is possible that the LLM thinks that Elephant is a really important term here. It's getting better and better, but to be on the safe side, at least at this point in time, it makes sense not to include negations as much as possible.